The salvage captain, Captain Maya Chen, drifted through the endless void, her fingers dancing across the control panel of the Endeavor. Her salvage ship wasn't much to look at, a patchwork of repairs and modifications accumulated over 20 years of space trading, but it was home. The scanner picked up something unusual in the debris field ahead, and Maya's experienced eyes narrowed. "Computer, magnify Sector 7-3, she commanded, leaning forward in her worn captain's chair. The screen zoomed in, revealing twisted metal fragments unlike anything she'd seen before. The alloys shimmered with an iridescent quality, shifting colors as they tumbled through space. Maya had salvaged countless wrecks in her career, from mining vessels to military cruisers. But this was different. The metal seemed to pulse with residual energy, and her sensors couldn't identify the composition. Her instincts, honed by decades of survival in the unforgiving depths of space, told her this was something extraordinary. She maneuvered the Endeavor closer, activating the exterior floodlights. The wreckage spread across several kilometers, pieces of what must have been a massive vessel. As she guided her ship through the debris field, Maya noticed patterns in the destruction, precise cuts rather than explosive damage, suggesting advanced weaponry. A faint energy signature caught her attention. Deep within the wreckage, something was still active. Maya's heart raced with the familiar thrill of discovery. She donned her EVA suit, checking the seals twice before entering the airlock. The vacuum of space embraced her as she propelled herself toward the energy source. Her suit's headlamp illuminated strange symbols etched into the metal fragments, writing unlike any human language. The energy readings grew stronger as she navigated deeper into the wreckage. Then she saw it, a section of hull still intact, roughly the size of a small shuttle. Through a crack in the metal, a soft blue light pulsed rhythmically. Maya attached her magnetic anchors and began cutting through the damaged hull with her plasma torch. Inside, she discovered something that made her breath catch. An alien being lay strapped into what appeared to be a command chair, surrounded by holographic displays still flickering with data. The creature was tall and slender, with skin that seemed to shift between silver and deep blue. 4 arms ended, and delicate fingers and its large eyes, closed now, dominated an elongated face. Maya's scanner detected life signs, weak but stable. She had found a survivor. Working quickly, she established an atmospheric seal around the breach and pumped in breathable air from her suit's reserves. The alien stirred, its eyes opening to reveal depths like liquid starlight. "Please," it spoke, its voice resonating directly in Maya's mind rather than through her ears. "My ship, the Star Singer, attacked by void hunters." Maya steadied herself against the initial shock of telepathic communication. "I'm Captain Maya Chen. You're safe now. Can you move?" The alien, Korvek as he introduced himself, was a star weaver, one of an ancient species known for their mastery of quantum harmonics. His people had developed technology that could manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe, but they had made enemies of the void hunters, a militaristic species that viewed such power as a threat. With Maya's help, Korvek transferred to the Endeavor. His injuries were severe but not life-threatening. As she tended to him in the ship's medical bay, he explained his situation. "I was carrying something precious," Korvek said, his mental voice tinged with urgency. "A star core, the culmination of my people's knowledge. The void hunters have been systematically destroying our technology, fearing what other species might achieve with it." Maya listened intently as she applied healing gel to Korvek's wounds. The substance from her medical kit seemed to work on his physiology, much to her relief. "Why were you alone? Surely something that valuable would have an escort." "Secrecy was our protection," Korvek replied. "Or so we thought. The void hunters have spies everywhere. They ambushed me at the jump point." His 4 hands clenched in frustration. "I managed to jettison the star core before they destroyed my ship. It should still be out there in the debris field." Maya considered this. She'd spent her life salvaging technology, but this was different. This wasn't just valuable, it was revolutionary and dangerous. "The void hunters will return," Korvek continued. "They always do. They'll scan every fragment until they find the core. He turned his luminous eyes to Maya. Unless we find it first. The salvager in Maya was already calculating possibilities, but the human in her saw something else, an opportunity to help someone in need, and perhaps change the course of history. Tell me what we're looking for. Korvac's expression shifted to what Maya interpreted as gratitude. It's a crystalline matrix about the size of your fist, containing compressed quantum algorithms. With it, any ship could be upgraded beyond current technological limits. They spent the next 6 hours searching the debris field. Maya's experience in salvage operations proved invaluable as she methodically sectioned off areas and deployed her collection drones. Korvac guided her using his knowledge of his ship's layout and the trajectory calculations from the moment of jettison. Finally, a drone registered an anomalous reading. Maya retrieved the object, a perfect sphere of crystal that seemed to contain an entire galaxy of swirling lights within its depths. Even through her suit's gloves, she could feel it humming with power. Back aboard the Endeavor, Korvac examined the star core with obvious relief. "It's intact," he said. "The knowledge of 10,000 years remains safe." "What happens now?" Maya asked. "You said the Void Hunters will return." Korvac's mental voice grew serious. "They will, and neither of our ships is capable of outrunning them in their current state." He paused, studying Maya with those startling eyes. "But perhaps, Captain Chen, what do you know about quantum field manipulation?" Maya laughed, surprising herself. "Absolutely nothing. I'm just a salvager who fixes things with duct tape and determination. And yet you saved me and recovered the core where many would have fled." Korvac's tone held a note of respect. "Your ship is crude by our standards, but it has something our vessels often lack: adaptability. Human engineering, I'm learning, values function over form." "Are you saying what I think you're saying?" "I propose a trade," Korvac said formally. "Help me repair my emergency craft. I can sense it survived in the larger debris field, and I will use the star core to upgrade your ship. The Endeavor could become something extraordinary." Maya felt the weight of the decision. Accepting would make her and her ship a target. But refusing meant leaving Korvac vulnerable and potentially losing technology that could benefit all of humanity. She looked around her bridge, at the patched panels, the jury-rigged systems, the decades of accumulated fixes that kept her ship flying. Then she looked at the alien engineer who had trusted her with his life and his people's greatest treasure. "Partner," she said, extending her hand in the human gesture of agreement. "You've got yourself a deal." Korvac studied her hand for a moment, then reached out with one of his own, carefully mimicking the handshake. "Together, we will create something neither of our species has imagined." As they began planning their next moves, Maya couldn't shake the feeling that her life had just taken a turn toward the extraordinary. She'd spent years among the stars, but now she was about to touch them in ways she'd never dreamed possible. The scanner beeped, detecting more debris with Korvac's ship signature. As Maya altered course toward it, she smiled. Whatever came next, she was ready to face it head-on. After all, she was human. Adapting to the impossible was what they did best. The trade. The secondary craft emerged from the debris field like a silver fish rising from murky depths. Korvac's emergency vessel was smaller than Maya had expected, roughly half the size of the Endeavor, but its sleek lines and seamless construction spoke of technology far beyond human capability. "The Whisper," Korvac said with evident relief. "She's designed for stealth and speed, not combat. That's why she survived." Maya guided the Endeavor alongside the alien craft, extending her docking clamps. "Let's get her secured before we attract any unwanted attention." Working together, they transferred to the Whisper. Maya marveled at the interior. Surfaces that shifted and flowed like liquid metal, holographic interfaces that responded to thought as much as touch, and an engine room that hummed with harmonics she could feel in her bones. "Your technology is incredible," Maya said, running her hand along a wall that rippled at her touch. "But I'm not seeing any tools. How do you repair something like this?" Korvac's mental chuckle surprised her. "Observe." He placed his 4 hands on a damaged panel and the metal began to flow and reshape itself, knitting back together like living tissue. The ship is partially organic, he explained. It can self-repair minor damage, but the main systems need more direct intervention. He gestured to several dark sections. The quantum resonators are offline, and the navigation matrix is fragmented. Without these, we cannot achieve faster-than-light travel. Maya nodded, her engineering mind already working. Show me what needs fixing. I might not understand your tech, but I understand systems. Everything follows patterns. They worked for hours. Korvac guiding Maya through concepts that challenged her understanding of physics. She learned that Starweaver technology operated on principles of harmony and resonance, treating energy and matter as expressions of the same fundamental music of the universe. Your people think in straight lines, Korvac observed as Maya rerouted a power conduit. But the universe curves. Watch. He demonstrated by creating a spiraling energy pattern that accomplished the same goal with half the power consumption. Maya grinned. That's brilliant. But sometimes straight lines have their advantages. She showed him how her direct approach had bypassed 3 damaged nodes entirely, creating a more robust, if less elegant, solution. As they repaired the whisper, their different approaches began to complement each other. Maya's practical problem-solving merged with Korvac's sophisticated understanding of quantum mechanics. They developed a rhythm, anticipating each other's needs and building upon each other's ideas. There, Maya said finally, wiping sweat from her forehead. That should do it. Korvac initiated the startup sequence. The whisper came alive, its system singing in harmonics that made Maya's teeth tingle. Remarkable, he said. Your repairs have actually improved efficiency in several systems. Human intuition is unexpected. Maya laughed. We call it percussive maintenance sometimes. Now, about that upgrade you promised? Korvac's expression grew serious. Indeed. But first you must understand the responsibility. The Star Core doesn't just enhance technology, it fundamentally alters it. Your ship will become something between human and Starweaver design. It will mark you as different, perhaps dangerous, to both our peoples. I understood that when I agreed, Maya said firmly. I've spent my life in space, Korvac. I know what it means to be alone, but I also know what it means to help someone who needs it. The alien studied her for a long moment, then nodded. Very well, let us begin. They returned to the Endeavor, bringing the Star Core and several components from the Whisper. Korvac began by mapping the human ship's systems, his 4 hands dancing over multiple interfaces simultaneously. Your vessel isn't fascinating, he said after a while. So many redundancies, so many independent systems. Our ships are harmonious wholes. Yours is more like a colony of creatures working together. 20 years of patches and upgrades, Maya said proudly. She's not pretty, but she's reliable. Perfect for what I have in mind. Korvac held up the Star Core, its inner light casting shifting shadows around the bridge. The core will create a hybrid system, your distributed architecture combined with our quantum harmonics. The result should be unique. He began the integration process, and Maya watched in awe as the Star Core seemed to dissolve, its essence flowing through the Endeavor's systems like luminous blood. Panels she'd patched countless times began to reshape themselves. Worn circuits upgraded to crystal matrices. The familiar hum of her engines shifted to something deeper, more musical. Don't lose her personality, Maya said suddenly, surprised by her own sentiment. She's more than just a ship to me. Korvac paused, then smiled, an expression Maya was learning to recognize. Of course, we're not replacing her spirit, merely expanding her capabilities. The process took hours. Maya felt the changes through her connection to the ship. Systems becoming more responsive, sensors reaching farther, engines growing more powerful. But underneath it all, the Endeavor's steady heartbeat remained. Integration complete, Korvac announced finally. Would you like to test the new systems? Maya settled into her captain's chair, which had subtly reshaped itself to her form. The controls were familiar, yet different, responding to her thoughts as much as her touch. Let's see what she can do. She engaged the engines, and the Endeavor leaped forward with an eagerness that made her laugh. Stars streaked past as they accelerated to speeds her ship had never achieved. The inertial dampeners, enhanced by Starweaver technology, made it feel like they were floating in calm waters. Incredible, Maya breathed. The power output is off the charts, but the efficiency is perfect. How is that possible? Your engines now tap into quantum resonance fields, Korvac explained. They draw energy from the fabric of space itself. The faster you go, the more efficient they become. Maya experimented with the upgraded systems, sensors that once struggled to penetrate. Asteroid fields now mapped entire star systems in seconds. Shields that barely deflected micrometeorites now shimmered with power that could withstand capital ship weapons. The navigation computer calculated jump coordinates with precision that would make military vessels envious. But it was the weapons, systems that truly amazed her. The Endeavor's modest defensive lasers had transformed into something unprecedented. Energy weapons that could modulate their frequency across the entire spectrum, adapting to any defense. This is beyond anything I imagined, Maya said. But why weapons? I thought your people were peaceful. Peace requires the ability to defend it, Korvac said sadly. The Void Hunters taught us that lesson well. He moved to the sensor station. Speaking of which, I'm detecting quantum wake signatures. Someone is following our trail. Maya's joy evaporated. How long do we have? Perhaps 6 hours before they arrive. The upgrades weren't complete. I had hoped for more time to integrate. Defensive systems fully. Then we need to move. Maya began plotting a course to the nearest human colony. If we can reach... No, Korvac interrupted. Human space would only delay them, and I won't bring destruction to your people. He was quiet for a moment. There is another option. The Star Core has a secondary function. It can connect to others of its kind. There's a hidden Starweaver refuge 2 systems from here. Then that's where we go. Maya engaged the enhanced engines. But Korvac, these upgrades, they're not just mechanical, are they? I can feel the ship differently now. Perceptive, he acknowledged. The core creates a quantum interface between pilot and vessel. The more you fly, the deeper the connection becomes. In time, you and the Endeavor will be truly symbiotic. As they jumped to hyperspace, Maya marveled at the sensation. She could feel the cosmic winds flowing around her ship, sense the gravitational curves of distant stars. The Endeavor was no longer just responding to her commands, it was anticipating them. Thank you, she said quietly, for trusting me with this. It is I who should thank you, Korvac replied. You've shown me that humans possess something my people sometimes lack, the courage to embrace the unknown without fully understanding it. That may be the very trait that saves us all. As they traveled toward the refuge, neither noticed the subtle changes beginning to manifest throughout the ship. The human and alien technologies weren't just coexisting, they were evolving together, creating something entirely new. The Endeavor was becoming the first of its kind, a bridge between 2 civilizations. And in the depths of space behind them, the Void Hunters gathered their forces, drawn by the unique signature of a ship that shouldn't exist, a human vessel touched by the stars themselves. The Hunters, the Void Hunter fleet, emerged from hyperspace like predators breaking from shadow. 6 sleek vessels, their hulls absorbing light rather than reflecting it, arranged themselves in a hunting formation that had terrorized the galaxy for millennia. Maya felt them through her enhanced connection to the Endeavor, a cold presence that made her ship's new systems resonate with alarm. Korvac, we've got company. The Starweaver's skin shifted to deep purple, a color Maya had learned indicated grave concern. Sooner than calculated, they must have traced the Star Core's integration signature. His 4 hands flew over the controls, bringing up tactical displays. 6 Shadowclaw-class interceptors. They're configured for capture, not destruction. Why capture? Maya asked, her hands steady on the helm despite her racing heart. They want the technology intact, and they want me alive. to extract the knowledge of the star cores. Korvek's mental voice carried undertones of old pain. They have methods. Maya's jaw set with determination. That's not happening. She studied the tactical display, her mind working through possibilities. The Endeavor's upgrades were impressive, but 6-to-1 odds against ships designed for combat seemed insurmountable. Then she noticed something. Korvek, these formations, they're perfect, too perfect. An idea began forming. Your people think in harmonies. The Void Hunters think in rigid patterns, but humans... She grinned. We improvise. The lead Void Hunter ship transmitted a demand for surrender. The voice was mechanical, stripped of emotion. Starweaver vessel, power down your systems. The hybrid abomination you have created will be dissected and studied. Compliance ensures minimal discomfort. Maya opened a channel, speaking for the first time to the species that terrorize the galaxy. This is Captain Maya Chen of Earth. I don't respond well to threats, and my ship really doesn't like being called names. She cut the transmission and turned to Korvek. Can the Endeavor's new systems interface with your ship, create a quantum link? Korvek's eyes widened with understanding. Theoretically, yes, but the process is untested. The harmonics could destabilize, or they could create something unexpected. Maya finished. Do it. As Korvek established the link between the two ships, Maya felt the connection deepen. The Endeavor and the Whisper began resonating in tandem, their systems synchronizing in ways neither species had imagined. She could feel both ships now, like having two bodies responding to her will. The Void Hunters attacked with coordinated precision. Energy beams lanced through space in perfect geometric patterns, designed to overwhelm shields through calculated angles. But Maya wasn't where they expected her to be. She rolled the Endeavor in a maneuver that should have torn the ship apart. The enhanced inertial dampeners and structural integrity fields held, allowing her to thread between the attacking beams like water flowing around stones. The Whisper, slaved to her commands, mirror her movements on the opposite vector. Impossible, Korvek breathed. Those maneuvers violate 7 laws of physics. Human engineering, Maya grunted, diving beneath a Void Hunter ship and unleashing the Endeavor's upgraded weapons. The adaptive energy beams found frequencies the enemy shields couldn't compensate for, scoring deep furrows in the dark hull. We're really good at breaking rules. The Void Hunters adapted quickly, their formation shifting to account for her unpredictable tactics. But Maya had spent years reading debris fields and understanding how objects moved in space. She used their precision against them, forcing them into positions where they blocked each other's firing solutions. The quantum link is evolving, Korvek reported, his voice tinged with awe. The ships are learning from each other. Your intuitive responses are teaching our systems to be more adaptive. Maya felt it too. The Endeavor's responses were becoming more fluid, more organic, while maintaining the raw power of Starweaver technology. She began to push harder, attempting maneuvers she could barely conceive. The Endeavor and Whisper spiraled around each other, creating a double helix of motion that generated a localized distortion field. Void Hunter weapons fire bent around them, their targeting computers unable to compensate for the chaotic gravitational fluctuations. Fascinating, one of the Void Hunter commanders transmitted. The human element introduces chaos into the Starweaver order. This hybrid technology must be studied. They intensified their attack, bringing in heavier weapons designed to disrupt quantum fields. Maya felt the strain on both ships as the harmonics threatened to destabilize. Shields at 60%, Korvek warned. The quantum matrix is fluctuating. Maya's mind raced. The Void Hunters' greatest strength was their predictability, their absolute faith in order and patterns. But humans had evolved as persistence hunters, succeeding through endurance and adaptability rather than raw power. Korvek, can you modulate our quantum signature to match their shield frequency? That would make us invisible to their sensors, but only for seconds before they adapt. Seconds are all I need. Maya had spotted what she was looking for. A momentary alignment in the enemy formation that would occur in exactly 12 seconds. When I give the word, kill our signature and boost all power to engines. She continued her chaotic evasion pattern, letting the Void Hunters herd them toward what they thought was a trap. In reality, she was positioning for something they couldn't anticipate, a move so audacious it didn't exist in their tactical databases. Now, Korvac executed the modulation perfectly. For 3 seconds, the Endeavor and Whisper vanished from Void Hunter sensors. Maya used those seconds to thread both ships through the enemy formation at impossible angles, their paths forming a quantum knot that destabilized the local space-time fabric. The Void Hunter ships, suddenly occupying the same quantum state space, experienced cascading system failures. Their precisely ordered formations collapsed into chaos as their navigation systems tried to reconcile impossible positioning data. Maya didn't waste the opportunity. The Endeavor's weapons, guided by her intuition and enhanced by Starweaver technology, found every weak point in the enemy ship's compromised defenses. The Whisper, following her lead, added its own harmonic disruptions to the assault. 2 Void Hunter ships broke apart, their rigid structures unable to adapt to the chaotic quantum fluctuations. The remaining 4 regrouped, but their perfect coordination was shattered. Unprecedented, the lead Void Hunter transmitted, its mechanical voice carrying what might have been respect. The hybrid technology exceeds parameters. Tactical withdrawal authorized. The surviving ships began to retreat, but their commander sent one final message. This encounter has been recorded. The Void Hunter Collective will adapt. Your chaos will be cataloged, understood, and overcome. As the enemy ships vanished into hyperspace, Maya slumped in her chair, exhaustion washing over her. The quantum link dissolved, leaving her feeling strangely bereft after the intense connection. That was... Korvac paused, searching for words. I have never seen combat like that. You didn't just fight them, you made them fight the universe itself. Maya managed a tired smile. Humans are good at using the environment to our advantage. It's how we survived on Earth, and it's how we survive out here. She checked the ship's status. How are our systems? Strained but functional. The quantum matrix held, though it experienced evolution I didn't anticipate. Korvac studied the readings. The battle accelerated the integration process. Your ship is no longer just upgraded. It's becoming something entirely new. What do you mean? The combat stress forced rapid adaptation. The human and Starweaver systems aren't just coexisting anymore, they're synthesizing, creating solutions neither species could achieve alone. He turned to her, his expression serious. The Void Hunters will be back, and now they know what we're capable of. Maya nodded, already thinking ahead. Then we need allies. Your refuge, will they accept a human? After what you just accomplished? They'll have no choice. Korvac's skin rippled with colors Maya hadn't seen before. Hope mixed with determination. You've proven that the fusion of our technologies creates something greater than either alone. That's exactly what my people need to see. As they resumed course for the hidden refuge, Maya felt the Endeavor humming beneath her. No longer just a ship, but a partner in their survival. She'd started this journey as a salvager looking for profit. Now she was something else. A bridge between species, a catalyst for change. The void still stretched endlessly before them, but it no longer felt empty. It felt full of possibility. The station, the Starweaver refuge, wasn't what Maya expected. Hidden in the gravitational shadow of a rogue planet, the massive station resembled a crystalline flower blooming in the darkness of space. Its petals were docking arms that could accommodate hundreds of ships, while the central hub pulsed with soft bioluminescent light. Sanctuary Station, Korvac said reverently, one of the last gathering places of my people. His skin shifted to patterns of blue and gold, colors of homecoming, tinged with loss. As the Endeavor approached, Maya felt the station's sensors sweep over them. The examination was thorough but gentle, like fingers tracing the ship's new hybrid nature. Through her quantum link, she sensed the station's confusion. Recognition of Starweaver technology mingled with uncertainty at the human elements. They're hesitating, she observed. You're the first human to find this place, Korvek explained. And your ship, it challenges everything they thought they knew about technology integration. A melodious voice filled the bridge, speaking in harmonics that Maya's enhanced systems translated. Korvek of the deep resonance, you return changed. The vessel you bring carries impossible songs. Explain. Korvek straightened, his mental voice taking on formal tones. Honored keepers, I present Captain Maya Chen of Earth and her vessel, the Endeavor. She saved my life, helped me preserve a star core, and together we have created something new. A fusion that may be our salvation. Silence stretched for long moments. Then the docking pedals began to open, revealing a berth sized perfectly for the Endeavor. You may approach, the voice said. The Council of Harmonies will hear your tale. As Maya guided her ship into the station, she marveled at the interior. The docking bay walls were lined with living crystal that pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat. Other ships, all sharing the fluid aesthetics of Star Weaver design, rested in neighboring berths. Their crews watched the Endeavor's arrival with obvious fascination. Stay close to me, Korvek advised as they disembarked. My people aren't hostile, but you're unprecedented. The station's interior took Maya's breath away. Corridors flowed like frozen music, their surfaces shifting between solid and translucent. Gardens of phosphorescent plants created pockets of serene beauty, while streams of luminous water defied gravity to flow along the walls and ceiling. Star Weavers paused to stare as they passed. Maya saw dozens of variations on Korvek's basic form, some taller, some with different numbers of arms, all sharing the characteristic shifting skin and large, expressive eyes. Their colors rippled with emotions she was learning to read: curiosity, concern, wonder, and occasionally, fear. The council chamber was a sphere suspended in the station's heart, accessed by bridges of hardened light. 5 ancient Star Weavers awaited them, their forms more ethereal than physical, as if they existed partially in another dimension. Tell us everything, the central figure commanded, its voice like celestial music. Leave nothing out. Maya and Korvek recounted their meeting, the recovery of the Star Core, and the integration process that had transformed the Endeavor. When they described the battle with the Void Hunters, the Council's harmonics shifted to discordant notes of disbelief. Show us, another council member demanded. We must see this hybrid technology for ourselves. They were escorted back to the Endeavor, where Maya demonstrated the ship's capabilities. The council members examined every system, their ancient minds probing the quantum matrices with delicate precision. Their colors shifted through spectrums of amazement as they discovered how human intuition had merged with Star Weaver harmony. Impossible, made manifest, one whispered. The chaotic nature of human thought creates flexibility our ordered minds never conceived. But at what cost, another challenged. This technology violates the principles we've maintained for millennia. It introduces variables we cannot predict. The debate continued for hours, conducted in harmonics that made the station's walls resonate. Maya found herself defending not just her ship, but the entire concept of human-alien cooperation. Your order is beautiful, she said finally, breaking into their discussion. But the Void Hunters use that order against you. They predict your every move because you're too perfect, too synchronized. Humans survived on Earth by being unpredictable, by adapting faster than our challenges could evolve. To demonstrate, she accessed the Endeavor's combat logs, projecting the battle for all to see. The Council watched in silence as Maya's chaotic tactics defeated superior numbers through sheer unpredictability. The hybrid technology works because it combines your strengths with ours, she continued. Your harmony gives us power and precision. Our chaos gives you adaptability. Together we become something neither species could achieve alone. The Council conferred in frequencies beyond human perception. Finally, their leader spoke. You speak truth, Maya Chen of Earth. But truth brings responsibility. If we embrace this fusion, we change forever. Are your people ready for such transformation? Before Maya could answer, alarms resonated throughout the station. The walls flickered with urgent patterns as sensors detected incoming signatures. Void hunters, Korvek said grimly. They've found sanctuary. The council's harmonics turned to pure dread. Impossible. This location has been hidden for cycles beyond counting. Maya understood instantly. They tracked us. The hybrid signature. It's unique enough to follow. Guilt washed over her. I've led them right to you. No, Korvek said firmly. We chose this path together. Now we face the consequences together. The main display showed the approaching fleet. Not just interceptors this time, but capital ships. Dreadnoughts designed to crack planets. The Void Hunters had come in force, intending to end the Starweaver refuge once and for all. Evacuation. Protocols, the council leader ordered. Disperse to the secondary sites. Wait, Maya interrupted. Running won't solve this. They'll track each ship, hunt you down one by one. She moved to the tactical display, her mind racing. Unless we give them something else to focus on. What do you propose? The council asked. Maya looked around the chamber at the assembled Starweavers, brilliant minds trapped by their own perfection, facing extinction because they couldn't adapt fast enough. Then she looked at Korvek, who had trusted her with his people's greatest treasure. Your station is a marvel of engineering, she said, but it's also predictable, ordered, everything the Void Hunters expect. She began sketching plans on the display. What if we made it chaotic? Use the station's own systems against the attackers. The harmonics would collapse, a council member protested. The station would tear itself apart. Not if we integrate human chaos properly, Maya countered. The same principle that saved the Endeavor. Don't replace your order. Enhance it with unpredictability. She outlined her plan rapidly. The station's defensive systems were formidable, but operated in predictable patterns. By introducing human-inspired, chaos algorithms, guided by Starweaver precision, they could create defenses the Void Hunters couldn't anticipate or adapt to. It's insane, one council member said. It's human, another observed. It's our only chance, the leader concluded. Maya Chen of Earth, we place our trust in you. Show us the strength of chaos. Working with desperate efficiency, Maya and teams of Starweaver engineers began modifying the station's core systems. She taught them to think in spirals instead of lines, to embrace asymmetry within their perfect symmetry. The Starweavers were quick learners, their brilliant minds grasping concepts that challenged their fundamental worldview. Don't abandon your harmony, Maya instructed as they worked. Layer chaos on top of it, like jazz musicians improvising over classical structure. The station began to transform. Its defensive grids, once locked in elegant geometric patterns, now pulsed with controlled randomness. Weapon systems that had fired in synchronized volleys learned to stagger their attacks in unpredictable rhythms. Shield harmonics that had maintained steady frequencies now fluctuated within calculated parameters. The Void Hunter fleet will arrive in 17 minutes, Korvek reported, monitoring the sensors. Their formation is extensive, 43 vessels of various classes. Maya felt the weight of responsibility. Her idea would either save the Starweavers or doom them all. But as she watched them work, their natural perfectionism now tempered with human adaptability, she felt a surge of hope. All non-combat vessels should dock in the protected core, the council leader ordered. Those who wish to fight, prepare your ships. To Maya's surprise, dozens of Starweaver vessels began powering up. These weren't warships. They were explorers, traders, scientists, but their crews were ready to defend their last haven. We need to coordinate them, Maya said. But not with rigid formations. We need fluid groups that can adapt instantly. She worked with the Starweaver fleet commanders, teaching them principles of guerrilla warfare adapted for space combat. Small ships would harass and confuse. Larger vessels would strike where the enemy was distracted. The station itself would be the anchor, its chaotic defenses making it impossible to predict or overwhelm. They're here, someone announced. Kyo. Void Hunter fleet emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation, a three-dimensional lattice of destruction designed to envelop and annihilate. Their leader's voice boomed across all frequencies. Starweavers, your time of hiding ends now. Surrender. The hybrid technology and the human who corrupted it. Comply and your dissolution will be orderly. The council leader responded, his harmonics carrying new undertones, something Maya recognized as defiance learned from humans. We choose chaos over your order. We choose growth over your stagnation. We choose alliance over isolation. The battle began. The Void Hunters attacked with mechanical precision, their weapons fire creating perfect kill zones, their formations adjusting with mathematical accuracy. But the station's defenses responded with beautiful madness. Shield bubbles appeared and vanished randomly. Weapons fire curved through manipulated space-time. Gravitational anomalies made straight-line attacks impossible. The Starweaver ships moved like schools of fish. No apparent leader but perfect reactive coordination. They struck and faded, regrouped and scattered, their patterns always shifting. Maya, coordinating from the Endeavor, felt like a conductor leading the galaxy's strangest orchestra. It's working, Korvac said with amazement. They can't establish targeting solutions, their formations are fragmenting, but the Void Hunters had overwhelming numbers. For every adaptive maneuver, they brought more firepower to bear. The station's shields flickered under the assault, and several Starweaver ships fell to concentrated fire. We need something more, Maya muttered, her mind racing. Then she saw it. The Star Core in Korvac's possession wasn't the only one. The Council had mentioned others, stored in the station's depths. Korvac, how many Star Cores does the station have? 7, including. But they're kept separated to prevent resonance cascade. What if we want a cascade? Maya interrupted. A controlled one. Can we link them all through the station systems? Korvac's eyes widened. The power would be immense and completely unpredictable. Perfect. With the Council's desperate approval, Maya led a team to the station's core. The Star Cores were kept in separate chambers, each one humming with potential. Working frantically, they created quantum linkages between them, using the station's own structure as a resonance chamber. When we activate this, the energy release will be unlike anything seen before, the lead engineer warned. It could revolutionize technology or tear a hole in space-time. At this point, either outcome beats extinction, Maya replied. Do it. They activated the linked cores just as the Void Hunter dreadnoughts broke through the outer defenses. 7 Star Cores sang in harmony, their combined energy flowing through systems designed for order but modified for chaos. The result defied description. The station became a nexus of possibility, its weapons firing beams that existed in multiple, quantum states simultaneously, shields that phased between dimensions, gravitational fields that rewrote the laws of physics in localized bubbles. The Void Hunter fleet, faced with opposition that violated their understanding of reality, hesitated. In that moment of uncertainty, the Starweaver ship struck with newfound confidence. The hybrid chaos harmony had infected them all, making them unpredictable and adaptable. Maya, piloting the Endeavor at the heart of the battle, felt the change ripple through space. The rigid order the Void Hunters had imposed on the galaxy cracked. Other species, watching from afar, saw that the ancient oppressors could be challenged. Retreat, the Void Hunter commander ordered, its mechanical voice carrying something new, uncertainty. Tactical withdrawal for analysis and adaptation. As the enemy fleet vanished into hyperspace, leaving behind dozens of destroyed vessels, the station erupted in harmonics of triumph. But Maya knew this was just the beginning. They'll be back, she told the Council. With new strategies, new weapons. Let them come, the Council leader replied, its form shimmering with colors Maya had never seen before. We are no longer the same Starweavers they hunted. Thanks to you, we have learned to dance with chaos, and we will teach others. Others? Maya asked. Your example has shown us the way. We will seek out other species, create more hybrid technologies, forge alliances based on diversity rather than uniformity. The leader's attention focused on Maya. "Will you be our ambassador to humanity?" Maya looked at Korvek, who nodded encouragingly. She thought of Earth, of humanity's first steps into the larger galaxy. This was bigger than salvage, bigger than survival. This was about the future of multiple species. "Yes," she said, "let's build something new together." As celebrations echoed through the station, Maya stood at a viewport, watching the stars. The Endeavor hummed beneath her feet, no longer just a patched-together salvager but the first ship of a new era. Human chaos and alien order merged into something greater than either. The galaxy would never be the same. The network's 6 months had passed since the battle at Sanctuary Station. In that time, Maya had become something she'd never imagined, an ambassador for a new way of thinking. The Endeavor, now serving as both diplomatic vessel and technological prototype, had visited 17 different species, each encounter expanding the network of what journalists had begun calling the Harmony-Chaos Alliance. Today, she stood on the bridge of her transformed ship, preparing for perhaps the most crucial meeting yet. Earth's United Nations had finally agreed to formal first contact with the Star Weavers and their growing coalition. "Nervous?" Korvek asked, his skin rippling with purple-green patterns she'd learned indicated gentle amusement. Their partnership had deepened beyond mere cooperation. They'd become true friends, their different perspectives complementing each other perfectly. "Terrified," Maya admitted, adjusting her formal captain's uniform. "It's one thing to convince alien species to join us. It's another to sell this to my own people." The journey to Earth took 3 days, even with the Endeavor's enhanced drives. During that time, Maya reviewed the data they'd compiled. The hybrid technology had spread faster than anyone anticipated. The crystalline architects of Vega 7 had combined it with their construction techniques, creating self-adapting cities. The aquatic deep singers had merged it with their sonic technology, developing communication systems that could reach across galaxies. Each integration was unique, reflecting the character of the species that created it. And each success had further weakened the Void Hunters' grip on galactic civilization. "The Void Hunters have been unusually quiet," Maya observed, studying tactical reports. "No major fleet movements in 2 months. They're adapting," Korvek said grimly. "Our contacts report massive construction projects in their core systems. They're building something new." Earth appeared before them, a blue jewel suspended in space. Maya felt her throat tighten with unexpected emotion. She'd been away for years, but seeing home still affected her deeply. The United Nations had chosen Geneva as the meeting site. As the Endeavor descended through Earth's atmosphere, Maya noted the crowds gathering, some celebrating, others protesting. Humanity's reaction to confirmation of alien life had been predictably diverse. Secretary General Chen, no relation despite the shared surname, greeted them at the landing pad. "Captain Chen, Representative Korvek, welcome to Earth. The world has been waiting for this moment." The formal meetings went better than Maya had dared hope. Earth scientists were fascinated by the hybrid technology, immediately grasping its implications. Military leaders, initially skeptical, became intrigued when they understood how human unpredictability could become a strategic advantage. But it was the public presentation that truly mattered. Standing before the UN General Assembly, with Korvek beside her and billions watching worldwide, Maya told their story. She spoke of cooperation overcoming differences, of strength found in diversity, of a galaxy where order and chaos danced together in beautiful harmony. "The Void Hunters fear what we represent," she concluded. "Not because we're powerful, but because we prove that their way isn't the only way. Every species brings something unique to our alliance. Humanity's gift is our adaptability, our stubborn refusal to accept that anything is impossible." The questions came fast and fierce. Some delegates worried about Earth becoming a target. Others questioned whether humanity was ready for such rapid change. But gradually, Maya felt the tide turning. When she demonstrated the Endeavor's capabilities, showing how human intuition enhanced alien technology, even the skeptics began to see the potential. That night, as she and Korvek prepared for the next Day's technical briefings, alarms screamed across every frequency. The Endeavor's enhanced sensors, now networked with Earth's defense systems, detected massive gravitational distortions throughout the solar system. "They're here," Korvac said, his skin turning deep black with fear. "The Void Hunters, but this is unprecedented." The tactical display showed not dozens but hundreds of ships emerging from hyperspace. At their center was something new, a vessel that dwarfed even their largest dreadnoughts. It pulsed with dark energy, warping space around it. "All allied vessels, this is the Void Hunter Collective," a chorus of mechanical voices announced. "Observe what order can achieve when properly motivated. Your chaos has forced us to evolve. We thank you for the inspiration." The massive ship fired, and Jupiter's moon Europa simply ceased to exist. Not destroyed, erased as if it had never been. Panic erupted across Earth. This wasn't a battle, it was an execution. The Void Hunters had come to make an example that would echo across the galaxy. "We have to evacuate the planet," someone shouted. "No," Maya said firmly. "That's what they want, to scatter us, to break the alliance before it truly forms." She turned to Korvac. "How many star cores can we gather?" "The 7 from Sanctuary plus 4 more from allied worlds. But Maya, even linked, they can't match that weapon." "Not alone," she agreed. "But what if we network everything? Every hybrid ship, every adapted technology, every species that's joined us. Not just star cores, but the entire alliance as one system." It was insane. It was impossible. It was perfectly human. The call went out across the quantum networks the Alliance had established. Within hours, ships began arriving. Star weavers, crystalline architects, deep singers, and a dozen other species. Each brought their own interpretation of hybrid technology. The space around Earth became a gathering point for the galaxy's newest coalition. "You delay the inevitable," the Void Hunters transmitted. "Order always triumphs over chaos." "Then let's test that theory," Maya replied. Working with desperate efficiency, the Alliance linked their systems together. Star Weaver harmonics connected with Deep Singer sonics. Crystalline matrices interfaced with human computer networks. The Endeavor, the original hybrid, became the central node of a technological web spanning dozens of species. "The quantum resonance is beyond calculation," Korvac reported. "We're creating something entirely new, a collective consciousness of order and chaos." The Void Hunter fleet advanced, their formations perfect, their weapons charging. The dark energy vessel prepared to erase Earth itself. "Now," Maya commanded. The Alliance network activated. Every ship, every adapted technology, every hybrid system sync in a moment of perfect unity. But it wasn't the rigid synchronization the Void Hunters used. It was harmony built on diversity, order that embraced chaos, unity that celebrated difference. The effect was immediate and stunning. Space itself seemed to sing as the combined technologies created something unprecedented, a field that didn't destroy or erase but transformed. The dark energy beam from the Void Hunter weapon hit the field and scattered into a trillion rainbow fragments, each one seeding a small pocket of creation rather than destruction. "Impossible," the Void Hunter Collective transmitted. "This violates fundamental principles." "Your principles," Maya interrupted. "The universe is bigger than any one species' understanding." The Alliance fleet moved as one, but unpredictably. Human chaos theory guided Starweaver precision. Deep Singer acoustics harmonized with crystalline solid-state physics. Each species contributed its unique perspective, creating tactics and weapons that adapted faster than the Void Hunters could analyze. The battle was brief, but decisive. Faced with opposition that grew stronger with diversity, that turned their very orderliness against them, the Void Hunter fleet faltered. Their perfect formations became liabilities. Their synchronized attacks were predicted and countered. The massive, dark energy vessel, pride of their evolved technology, found itself surrounded by ships it couldn't classify or predict. Its weapons, designed to impose order through annihilation, failed against defenses that thrived on change. We yield, the collective finally transmitted. For the first time in their history, the Void Hunters surrendered. Your chaos has proven effective. We request terms. In the negotiations that followed, Maya watched the beginning of a new galactic age. The Void Hunters, forced to acknowledge that their way wasn't the only path, agreed to cease their aggressive expansion. Some even expressed interest in understanding this fusion of order and chaos. Earth became the official hub of the Harmony Chaos Alliance. Human ships upgraded with hybrid technology ventured out to explore a galaxy suddenly full of possibilities. The Endeavor, retired from active service, became a monument and museum, the first bridge between stars. Standing on the observation deck of the new Alliance station orbiting Earth, Maya and Korvac watched ships from a dozen species come and go. Each one carried the spark of their original collaboration, evolved in unique directions. "You know what the best part is?" Maya said. "We're just getting started. Every new species that joins brings something different. The network keeps growing, keeps evolving." Korvac's skin shimmered with patterns of joy. "My people have a saying, in perfect harmony, find stagnation, in pure chaos, find dissolution, but in their dance together, find life. We never understood it until now." Maya smiled, feeling the subtle hum of hybrid technology all around them. She'd started as a salvager, alone in the dark. Now she stood at the center of an alliance that spanned the stars, watching the birth of something unprecedented. The galaxy would never be the same. And that, she thought, was exactly the point. Human ingenuity hadn't just salvaged alien technology, it had salvaged the future itself. In the end, the greatest discovery wasn't the star cores or the hybrid ships or even the Alliance. It was the simple truth that diversity wasn't a weakness to be eliminated, but a strength to be celebrated. The stars beckoned, full of new mysteries to solve, new friends to make, new impossible things to make possible. Maya couldn't wait to see what came next.